A drama-filled weekend for the WNBA. We were talking about this at the end of last hour with what happened on Saturday. Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball field. Plain and simple.
Caitlin Clark just flipped the entire WNBA upside down with a move nobody saw coming. A bold decision that has players furious, critics scrambling for answers, and fans flooding social media in disbelief. Tonight, we break down how one rookie not only shattered records, but also shook the very foundation of women's basketball. Stay tuned, because what Clark just did may have forever changed the league.
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark, but a member of the Chicago Sky, the national title winner at LSU, and she talked about where all this attention started with her and Caitlin Clark.
September 14th, 2024. A historic night. Caitlin Clark recorded her 321st assist of the season, breaking Alyssa Thomas's single-season record. But instead of cheers, Clark was showered with boos, jealousy, and resentment. Imagine rewriting the record books only to be told you don't belong.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that, because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
But Clark's response wasn't silence. She made a bold move that stunned the league. She embraced the hate. Clark openly declared, "I'll take the bad guy role if that means women's basketball grows." That statement shook everyone. Instead of backing down, she doubled down, using criticism as fuel.
The Indiana Fever made the playoffs. They didn't play last night, but thanks to Las Vegas with a win over Chicago and Phoenix with a win over Atlanta, the Indiana Fever have their first playoff berth since 2016. 2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark.
Not everyone was impressed. Hall of Famer Cheryl Swoops has gone over a year without uttering Clark's name. On podcasts and TV, she cast doubts on Clark's game, dismissing her impact as a media creation. But here's the truth: ratings don't lie. Clark is rewriting the WNBA's business model, while critics cling to the past.
Cheryl Swoops, and how she has been a certified Caitlin Clark hater for about a year now. Up until now, she has not been able to say anything nice about Caitlin Clark, nor has she been able to even speak her name. So for this specific game against the Fever, they replaced her with another WNBA legend, Nancy Lieber.
Then came Angel Reese. The former LSU star and Clark's college rival carried her feud into the WNBA. Reese repeatedly downplayed Clark's spotlight, insisting, "People aren't just here for one player, they're here for me too." But reality paints a different picture. Fever games sell out. Sky games? Empty seats. And when Reese taunted Clark on the court, fans noticed one thing. The rivalry wasn't lifting Reese, it was making Clark unstoppable.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan,
it's been good season.
They cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try.
Here's the boldest truth. Clark isn't just changing the game, she's changing the business. Before her, Indiana Fever averaged under 2,000 fans. With Clark, over 17,000. National broadcasts are setting ratings records unseen in 2 decades. And brands are lining up not just to back Clark, but to reshape how the WNBA markets itself.
Reese made it clear that fans are watching women's basketball not because of, quote, one player, but because of her as well.
But I think Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening.
But here's the question nobody can answer yet. How far will this go? Clark is already breaking records once thought untouchable. She's already shifted fan culture. But her boldest move, the one that critics fear most, is still unfolding. What if Clark's rise forces the WNBA to confront its deepest flaws? Pay disparities, marketing gaps, resistance from its own legends. What happens when the league realizes its future depends on a 22-year-old rookie?
From the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now, and understanding negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Caitlin Clark's bold move has already silenced some critics and exposed others. But one thing is undeniable. Women's basketball has never been this relevant. So we ask you, does Caitlin Clark deserve the hate? Or is she carrying the WNBA into a new era?
Line is, since Caitlin Clark is the one here now, ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats, as they say. And that was the argument that I was making. It says fair is a place where they judge pigs. It doesn't exist. It's not about fairness. It's about reality. The reality is that the max contract in the WNBA at this particular moment in time is $250,000.
This is only the beginning. Caitlin Clark is rewriting history in real time, and we'll be here to cover every twist and turn. Subscribe now for the latest WNBA drama, rivalries, and game-changing stories.
Caitlin Clark was going to get eyeballs whether she played against Angel Reese in LSU or not, because we had not seen anything like this before. Her style of...
Caitlin Clark just made a move so bold, it shook the WNBA to its core. She silenced critics, shattered old narratives, and left even her biggest doubters scrambling for answers. What did Clark do that has everyone talking? And why are so many legends suddenly eating their words? Tonight, we expose the untold truth.
At least. Look at the wave that she's created. Look at the profile that it has granted the WNBA. Look at the record ratings they produced because of her arrival. Once upon a time, they were watching about their audience in Indiana for Indiana Fever games was at about 4,000. Now it's at about 16 to 17,000. The ratings for the WNBA draft was 2.446 million.
From the moment she entered the WNBA, Clark was a target. Every hard foul, every dismissive quote, every sideways look from veterans, it wasn't basketball. It was a message. You don't belong here. But instead of folding, Clark made a shocking choice. She leaned into it. She embraced the villain role.
So many great players, but maybe they didn't capture your imagination. Caitlin Clark has. People watched. Now everybody wants to have an opinion on this. And that's where it clutters, muddies up everything that the women have tried to do. They've been there, you just haven't noticed. Now you're noticing, and now you have an agenda. Now you have an opinion.
Hall of Famer Cheryl Swoops went a full year without even saying Caitlin Clark's name. Others called her overhyped, a media product, and lucky. But Clark responded the only way she knows how on the court. Every assist, every logo 3, every sold-out arena. Silence became her weapon, and wins became her answer.
Clearly not the draw, not the type of player that Clark is. She's a good college, very good college player, and a good WNBA player. But that incident in college, LSU, Iowa, took that sport and broke it out. And we spent the entire offseason talking about, can we get a rematch of these two? It set up the senior year for Clark. Now, she is not the star player in this play, Reese, but she has a big element in the past year and a half of basketball.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, she played the role.
Here's the move that shocked everyone. Clark didn't just survive the hate, she weaponized it. Instead of demanding respect, she proved she didn't need it. Her play turned boos into ticket sales, her critics into free marketing, and her silence into the loudest statement in sports. For the first time in WNBA history, one rookie flipped the power dynamic on its head.
The doubleheader that opened the season generated over 1.5 million viewers, which was more than the WNBA had accumulated in more than 2 decades. You have all of this stuff going on. Understand, Caitlin Clark is different. We ain't talking about fairness. We're talking about business.
Angel Reese, Clark's fiercest rival, isn't staying quiet. Reese has repeatedly insisted, "It's not just Caitlin, people are here for me too." But the numbers don't lie. Indiana games with Clark sold out. Chicago games with Reese half empty. This wasn't just a rivalry. It was proof of a shift. Caitlin Clark was becoming the face of the WNBA, whether the league wanted it or not.
When Angel Reese comes out and says, she ain't the only one everybody's watching, they're watching me too, they're watching others. A day later, she gets ejected.
But it was personal with her. I don't think it was personal with Caitlin Clark, but it was with Angel Reese. She was clearly bothered by Caitlin Clark and the attention.
This is bigger than basketball. Clark isn't just rewriting records, she's rewriting business. Before Clark, WNBA games struggled for coverage. With Clark, national broadcasts are pulling ratings higher than some NBA games. Sponsors are flooding in. Private charter flights, once a dream, are now reality. And all of it traces back to one rookie who refused to bow down.
And people aren't tuning in to watch Angel Reese play basketball. Angel Reese against Caitlin Clark, then they'll watch that. I mean, I love having a rivalry. I said that yesterday. We don't have enough.
Even her harshest critics are reversing course. Cheryl Swoops publicly admitted she misjudged Clark. Analysts who once mocked her now call her the future of women's basketball. And yet the jealousy lingers. Players whisper about favoritism. Social media debates swirl about race and privilege. But here's the truth. You can't fake 17,000 fans in an arena. You can't fake record-breaking TV ratings. Clark earned this.
You know, the WNBA has a right. When Chicago and Indiana play, you'll watch. Like, what are the rivalries in the NBA? Where you go, golly, they don't like each other. What is it?
Load management and the fans.
Yeah, that's the rivalry. There's no, the way it used to be with Philly and the Celtics, or Celtics and the Lakers, or the Knicks against the Celtics. I mean, what is your rivalry?